big, 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 big.
Hello, hi. Welcome to Sar Talk.
Hi.
What's up?
Currently, a little bit depressed, but
Why?
I don't know, dude. Like I'm doing okay in my job, and okay. Should I introduce myself, or
If you think you should, you can.
Yeah, okay.
Why not?
So my name is Prateik, and I come from Bhubaneswar. It's in the eastern side of India. For the people who are watching this podcast who are not from India, so Bhubaneswar is a city in the eastern coast, and we call it the temple city of India. Born and brought up here, did all my schooling over here, then went to Chennai for my engineering. I'm an electrical and electronics engineer. By the way, I have no idea about what I did in engineering. Post that, did my MBA in marketing, and currently working as a management consultant at this is my camera, right? Or this?
But you have to look at me while speaking. It's
Oh,
not a
I have to look at
this
you?
is a conversation, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
So why do you think you aren't happy?
I think I'm not doing enough in life.
Do you
I mean-
realize you are already in the 5% of the population?
Yeah, that's true. But see, that it's not you compete with yourself, right? You do not compete with others. This is something I believe. And also, okay, this could be unhealthy sometimes, but it really helps if you compete. So, for example, you just said that we belong to the top 5%
Yeah.
of the whatever, our country's population or anything. But if you compare yourself with the 4% or the top of 4%, you'd always find things in which you could improve yourself. So I'm not saying that keep it something like something. I mean, don't keep it toxic, but you can use it as a healthy competition. Look forward, pick up those habits which the top 1% do. Probably, maybe some productivity hacks or waking up one hour early and reading some books, planning your day out. So these are these small things that could help us. And what I feel is I could do all of those things, but due to my inherent laziness, I'm not doing that. So probably that's the reason I'm a little bit unhappy, but life's good.
You realize that, right, laziness is not a state of self. Laziness is just absence of well-defined goals.
Yeah,
Life.
that's very true.
And a life in which you are constantly competing with people is a difficult life to live altogether. I feel that the only competition you should focus on is what you wear. If you are at a better place,
What to wear?
what you wear yesterday, not what you wear.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to take off your clothes, motherfucker. Not to you. Although you might have. Chad. So,
Chado. Sorry, didn't get that word.
fuck you. You got this right?
Yeah, I did.
I'll cut it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the point is to be constantly competing with people. People will tell you that we have been fed, like we have been fed this all our lives. We have been fed this by our parents. We have been fed this by our systems, school systems. That you, in order to be successful, you have to compete.
Yeah.
You have to work hard.
Yeah.
What they never taught you was you have to compete. That's true. You have
Okay.
to take up a war. As a person, you have to take up some wars in your life. Wars build up confidence, wars keep you engaged. But what they didn't teach you was that the war is internal. If you feel that what you were 3 months ago and what you are now is aligned towards where you want to be after 5 years, then you're already in a good spot. And
Yeah, that's true.
and the secret to happiness, as much as I would like to deny it, is the fact that you don't have to think about it. True happiness comes when you are not thinking about being happy, when you're just busy.
That's absolutely correct.
Empty mind will always be a devil's workshop.
Yeah, that's true.
And most of the problems of mental health that we are having currently is because of the fact that we have too much time on our hands.
That's true. Too much
Imagine
time
if
in
you
our
weren't
hands.
going to a gym and you woke up and you had 2 hours. What the fuck would you do? You would watch some series. फिर तुम्हारा mind fuck होता कि I started the morning on a very
On a very
lazy
unhealthy
note.
note. Yeah.
So I feel if you if you want to get started on this entire process of being happy, happiness is not a process. It's if I were to describe what happiness exactly feels like, then I would probably describe it as not feeling anxious when I'm not doing anything.
Hmm.
When you're not doing anything, that is the time you feel the most anxious.
Okay.
To judge the quality of your life, sit in a place and not don't do anything. Don't think. Don't use your phone. Don't do anything. Just just stay in a place and think about something. Like get bored. And if that state makes you anxious, then you're living one very unhappy life. I feel that happiness is peace in yourself. And
Yeah.
people will tell you that being aggressive gives you the most progress, being in a constant state of competitiveness gives you the extra progress. But what I have learned through these entire years in terms of health and also in terms of like other professional processes is that the more calm you are, the better your quality of your work is.
Okay.
And eventually it is the quality of your work that will matter, and it'll be the quality of your journey that will take you forward. It's not a good thing to get burnt out, to like to be a flamethrower and get burnt out easily. It's better to be a candle and burn slowly for a longer period of time. You'll walk further. You'll get the goal is always to be the most loved person in the room, not the most loved person is the one who is most remembered. The goal isn't to diss everyone
So,
in a
like you
room.
mentioned, that the goal is to be the most loved person. How do you actually become that? I mean, you by loved, I mean you mean loved by other people, or you should be loving yourself. I believe you meant the second, the
I thought
latter.
this was my podcast, but okay, fine. By loved I don't mean
Stealing the stage.
by loved by loved I don't mean that being loved by other people.
Okay.
By loved I mean being remembered,
Okay.
being respected. And I feel a lot of that comes with what state of mind you are going into the room. That's more like it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would agree to that. There's nothing that I
if
would
you
disagree.
if you really want to start out,
Yeah.
I feel life is much better when you're happy with yourself.
Yeah.
Life is much better and much better for people around you,
Hmm.
rather than people you feel that I have met a lot of people who tell me that now people around me fuck my life up, people around me do this, people around me do that. I think they should think about what they are doing to other people's lives, so that that's what, like, if you are out seeking a great amazing partner, then you should aim at becoming that person who is sought after, right? You can't be the worst person in the room and think about getting the best person in the room. You have to give something, put something on the table.
Okay.
And it works both ways. If you want a good friend, then you have to be a good friend first. If you want to be a good son, if you want a good set of parents, then be a good son first. It works. Every relationship is a transaction, believe it
Hmm.
or not.
Okay.
People will tell you otherwise. There are places where there is compromise without thinking about consequences.
Okay.
But eventually you will learn that every relationship is a set of compromise,
Hmm.
is a set of transaction that we do in order to preserve happiness of people around us. And in order to get that same feeling, you first need to learn how to give. And if you really want to start out this entire journey of being at peace with yourself and being able to do everything you want to do actually, then I think you should aim at making yourself the main character of the story. It's a logic, I have heard it somewhere, I don't know, I don't remember, maybe it's in my own head only, that think about yourself, how your life would you would want your life to appear after 5 years, and think from the perspective of that person about how what about the decisions that you are going to take every day.
Hmm.
That would help you. So imagine that a camera crew is follow. You have seen The Office, right? Have you seen The Office? You haven't seen The Office. You're a big, huge fucker who doesn't see good series
Yeah, I did
that I
try.
suggest you.
I did try to watch The Office, but
Office is boring at the
yeah,
starting parts. Then it gets much interesting towards the end.
yeah. I mean, that's true. But you know me, right? So you have seen me. I've been known you.
You
I
need.
think for how long have you known me? Class 11,
I think
2015?
7 years.
Hey, more than 7.
That's a sign of a good friendship when you forget the amount of years that you two know each other, right?
Yeah,
But
it's true.
yeah, I actually feel that I and what besides what you think about yourself, I feel you're in a very good position, and it's just your mind trying to fuck with you
That's true.
that I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Mostly, I feel that you are happy. You don't want to accept that you're happy
Yeah,
because
no,
we are in a constant state of guilt that if we stay happy for a long time, something will get fucked up, and that is exactly what happiness is about. Happiness is being at peace without caring about the consequences because you know you'll be able to handle them.
That's true.
And most of our relationships also work like that, right? That
Yeah.
you are responsible. If you are responsible for someone, you know they'll fuck up,
Yeah.
but you also know that you'll be there to make it right.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
that's a huge part of it.
Hmm.
So being at peace is more about being happy is more about being at peace with yourself, forgiving yourself for mistakes you have made, and in the process trying to eventually become the person you want to become. And believe it or not, no one is going to help you. No one is coming to help you. You have to wake up every day and take a decision of staying happy, of doing the things you wanted to do, of doing the things which you actually want to do. If you think that you want to watch series the entire day, or you want to binge watch something entire day, eat junk or do shitty things which is unproductive entire day and feel happy about it, I'm sorry to say that's not going to work that way. That can't be the no one's goal. As a species, as humans, no one's goal can be to waste time.
Yeah.
We just feel it makes us happy, but
I think it's just that dopamine release that people say.
yeah it
Instant dopamine release. And that's
yeah,
why.
dopamine. It's not
People
exactly
see that.
dopamine release. It's dopamine peaking.
Yeah.
There are two ways in which dopamine peaks in our body. Sometimes it peaks through like instant gratification, like you watch a movie or you eat something sugary. Sugar is a very good agent in peaking dopamine, right? And you drink, you go out. Those are ways of peaking dopamine. The problem with our generation is we peak dopamine too often nowadays, and that's our baseline is always above, and your normal state feels sadder than your baseline. You need to get bored to stay happy, something of that sorts. No one has it figured out. I don't have it figured out. You don't have it figured out. We all are trying to move through life, but it's much better when you forgive yourself and think. Yeah, I have thought about this a lot. There is a line in BoJack Horseman who says that the goal of life is to pretend that you're happy, and eventually you stop pretending. And the more you live and the more you think about this, the more it is true.
That's true.
You aren't sad because you feel you're sad. You're sad because people around you know that you're sad. If I constantly come and ask you that are you sad? Are you sad? Eventually you're going to get angry, right?
Yeah.
That's the same thing. Even if you constantly tell your mind that I'm sad, then your mind is going to think that something's wrong. Right? How was your friend's marriage?
Oh, it was amazing.
Was it?
I mean, yeah, like it's been a long time since I went somewhere. So taking that train journey, like I have never traveled alone in train. Rather, I mean, so I had 3 train journeys.
Amir ka choda.
Actually 4, but there was this one journey where I had to take a train from Howrah station to Jamshedpur, and I was really anxious. I mean, I don't know why, but I knew I could do it. But will I be able to catch train?
Do you really get it? How funny this all sounds to people that someone is trying to explain their first train journey at 26.
Hey, I'm not 26. I'm 24. See, I've traveled in train before. I just told that I've never traveled alone.
Because you're Amir
There's a
ka choda.
difference.
because you have a Starbucks fucking card and you drink coffees from $300, costing $300.
Excuse me. In Starbucks, it costs $350. It's not $300. I think it's $349 plus taxes. So get your facts
Again,
right
proving
first.
my points right.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Anyways,
how was the marriage? Tell me, how was the fucking marriage?
so you want me to tell the journey?
No, I you know what I want to hear. How does it fucking feel to watch your friends getting married? It's a question of a generation. Because eventually all our friends are going to get married.
When I after watching the marriage and all, I was in that state कि यार मुझे भी करना है.
You want the celebration to शादी?
No, not the celebration, but see,
You want the wife, your friend's wife.
I don't want my friend's wife. Rather my sister. And
Sister?
so one was my friend's wife and the other was my friend's sister.
Acha.
So definitely no.
Acha.
None to both. But the point is, I want a companion in life. So what I have noticed about myself, I know it's pretty, I don't think it's the right thing, but I do get bored alone. It's good to have someone right
That
next to
suggests
you.
the quality of your life.
हाँ यार खराब है quality. ठीक है, it's fine.
What we were talking.
ठीक है. I mean,
क्या करोगे इतने पैसों का?
first of all, I do not have that much पैसे.
Oh please.
ठीक है. There's
You earn thrice as much as I do. So talking about money, you can easily buy around 2 Mustangs every year, second hand.
okay. If it's second hand, it's one. No, every
You can get to.
if I save each and every penny that I earn for 2 years, then I can buy one Mustang second hand.
Maybe.
और उसमें
No.
पेट्रोल कौन डालेगा बे? तेरा बाप.
And petrol maintenance. I was talking with Sankalp. No, I was telling him the same thing. I attended a seminar from Robert Kiyosaki, and he says Robert Kiyosaki, the man who
That rich dad poor dad guy.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So he says I have a tool in which I can judge the quality of you living your life,
okay.
and that tool is this is going to really hit you hard. And that tool says that okay, imagine something you'd want to buy at the end of your career.
Okay.
Imagine something and let it be a dream. Don't let reality pour into that dream also.
Okay.
Let it be an absolutely preposterous dream.
What should be my age for that?
Whenever you want to think about retirement, that should be the age.
Probably I would like to retire at what was your question?
I didn't have a question. You were discussing about companions and marriages.
Companions and marriages, yeah. So I mean, see, I don't know it yet, but I think I would be a good companion because all I do is sit and chill and mind my own
That's a
business.
perfect recipe for disaster, having too much time to be too much worried about your companion, right?
No, yeah, I mean, I am worried, but see, you can say that you're worried or it could be caring. See, I'm not.
You know what you were talking about? You were talking about how you need someone for your entire life and you get bored easily.
Yeah, I do get bored easily. Yeah. See, even I haven't figured out. This is just my current thought. It could change.
I think it has got more to do with the fact that your friend got married in a lavish wedding.
See,
and that excites you.
Lavish wedding is not something I look forward to. See, I'm absolutely okay with a court marriage. And
Arya Samaj.
Who the fuck? No.
Arya Samaj they get married you off for 5,000 rupees.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might take that advice.
You can go to Pondi, you can stay in Aurobindo Ashram and get married there also.
Oh wow. I could do that.
That is the cheapest thing you can take.
Yeah, and you get alcohol for cheap as well. So the post celebration.
You can't take alcohol inside Aurobindo Samaj.
But I can do it outside Pondi, right?
You can.
Yeah. So
खराब नहीं लगेगा तुम्हें जो 4 साल जिधर गए हो कॉलेज के ट्रिप्स में वहीं पे जाके शादी करोगे तुम.
I mean, if it's the same chick, अच्छा लगेगा.
Do you want to get married? Honestly.
Yeah, I do.
That changes a lot of things, Prateik.
See, I mean, okay, I'll tell you my perspective.
Yeah.
My goal in life is to see. Okay, if I talk about materialistic or financial things, I would like to have a good house, probably at a higher floor.
We were talking about Robert Kiyosaki. That reminds me.
Yeah.
I was telling you about this.
Oh yeah, that.
So let's continue from there.
That retirement thing, right?
Yeah. So,
Alright.
okay, fine. You're getting retired at a good age of 45.
Okay.
45 is a very good age
Yeah,
to
for you
get
it's a
married.
very good age.
So, what is one thing you would like to buy then?
Okay.
And let it be a dream. Don't let reality
I
pour
would-
into that dream
Yeah,
also.
okay. I would like to have 2 houses. At least.
One thing, brother.
Okay. One thing.
One thing, which is just for yourself, and that doesn't need to be realistic. It's a dream. Man, जो तुमको अभी ड्रीम करना भी सिखाना पड़ेगा. क्या लोड
A beach house with 2 beautiful cars.
One thing, brother. How is it you feel where the disconnect is? You are not being able to connect with your future self. Wish for one thing.
बहुत सारा पैसा.
That's not one thing.
What the fuck is one thing then? Don't tell me you are expecting words like eternal happiness.
No, that you can't buy that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about assets you can buy.
Acha,
One thing.
okay.
Like I want to buy a Apache helicopter.
Nah, I don't want to buy it.
What do you want to buy?
A good penthouse at Goa. I like India, so
Okay, go on. Fine. How much? So now he tells you that now let's be adults
okay.
and calculate the actual cost of owning a penthouse at Goa.
5 crores.
5 crores is the buying amount.
Yeah.
Maintaining amount is also there.
Okay. Keep
Taxation is also there.
make it 7. I think 7 you could manage.
And every
everything.
year you require around 1 crore to maintain it.
No, not really.
It's
Maintenance.
a 5 crore penthouse.
Dude,
You'll maintain people with salaried people for maintaining it.
how
You'll
much?
need electricity.
You don't need 1 crore, man. Come on.
How much you
Probably
need?
5 lakhs.
Fine. So
Just
what
for
is the
maintenance.
cost of that asset in a period of 5 years?
First of all, it's not an asset.
It's an asset. A penthouse at Goa is an asset.
If you use it for rental purposes, if you're using it for
No, you'll sell it afterwards. If you sell it for 5 years, it is an asset.
yeah, okay.
Every household property is an asset, except cars.
Yeah, cars are definitely
Ah,
depreciating.
but a
assets.
house is an
Yeah.
asset. Always an asset house.
Okay, so if that
Around 10 crores total to maintain it. To
for
like
at least
enjoy
10
it.
years,
Yeah,
yeah.
to enjoy it for till the
for
end of your
lifetime,
life.
yeah,
10
I
crores.
need 10 crores. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be a good assumption.
10 crores. Now let's think about how much you need to work
Okay,
in order to retire. And let's count in inflation. Okay. So
okay, I did count that. So I have done a calculation. So
I think you need to work, and I feel you need to save every penny till you are 45 to buy that, right?
if I'm getting into SIPs and the stock market, even with that, so I did a small calculation. For example, if I'm investing probably 50,000 rupees a month, I am right now 24, and I increase that with I do a 10% step up every year on that investment, and I do it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Then probably by the end of 20 years, I would be having 10 crores rupees, but
That is all you'll be having. That's the point.
exactly that won't be enough. I need at
but
least
at
thrice
least
of that to
To stay in a
Yeah.
place like that, you can't eat paper and stay in a 5 crore house.
yeah, I
You
know.
need to have a lifestyle like that, right?
Yeah.
Let's be adults. Let's not be kids that we want.
So yeah,
something.
I know that so you asked what the dream was.
Yeah, that's what.
So
that's
to
what he
achieve that
tells.
dream, I'm not there right now. And
No,
neither
no.
am I in the path because I'm not okay, please go ahead.
He is not saying that.
Okay.
He is saying that no matter how much you try,
Huh?
you can't work your way up to your dreams. He means to say this.
Then what
You need to be investing. You need to be risking your money in order to make your money earn you more money.
I think I'm already doing that.
You're already doing. That's what I'm telling you. That you need to. That was my revelation in
Yeah.
that seminar.
Yeah, that's correct.
That you can't sit around working and think about owning something.
If you think about just working and all, probably by the end of your career, you would be having about 7-8 crores rupees, and that won't be enough to buy you even a house, a simple, normal 3
Yeah.
BHK house in probably a metro city. So, yeah. Come on, man. I've done my MBA, so at least
Ooh,
I have
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I have those basics clear that you have to make your money work. The most easiest way is to invest in the stock market.
Yeah,
and
the
get-
most easiest way is like
Yeah.
is like जैसे तुमको हर कोई बोलता है टाइम पे खाना खाओ टाइम पे पानी पियो और
Time
एक्सरसाइज
पे-
करो your health will be good.
Yeah.
It's like that. Your financial health will be good. टाइम पे इन्वेस्ट करो टाइम टेंशन फ्री रहो, right? That.
Yeah.
But if you want to be the richest man. You
That
can't
won't
take
work.
that road.
Yeah,
Road, right?
this is
This is
a
to live a happy life,
yeah, not a luxurious one, but a comfortable life.
life.
Yes.
But if you want to play the markets, if you want to risk it all, if you want to have a skyrocketing goals, like see when he asked, I don't know what fuck happened to your dreams, but my dream was to get an Apache. Okay, and by his calculation, I would have never bought it if I were to continue with my career path of how I was going.
I don't think you can still buy an Apache.
You can buy an Apache.
Dude, it's a military.
Watch me.
Dude, it's a military equipment. I don't think
No, you can buy
civilians
Apaches.
can own. Oh, I think you can buy one
You
without
can buy
the
Apaches. You can buy old
missiles
ones.
and all.
You can
Yeah.
buy it from military auctions.
But what would you do with an Apache?
You know the last podcast, Uncle was here and he was talking about he's going to Canada to learn flying. This at the end of this year.
He's going to Canada.
Yeah, he's going to Canada to learn flying, and he's planning to get a Cessna eventually.
What is Cessna?
Cessna is the smallest aircraft you can own. A 4-seater.
Yeah, I think
The one which has the fan on the.
हमारे dreams छोटे रह गए.
Exactly. हमारे नहीं Prateik.
I mean,
you are
Yours truly.
No.
yeah.
It's not.
I think I don't dream big, man.
No, you aren't.
I think I dream realistically.
Prateik, isn't supposed to work like that.
Yeah.
Your
It's supposed to.
you can't decide your dreams based on what people are dreaming. Then it doesn't stay your dream, right?
Yeah.
If you
that's
think
so-
realistic is going to make you happy, then that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Why not? If you want a comfortable life in which you don't have to think about anything and you want to chill, then that's the goal of your life. That's nothing. But some people aren't happy with this. I can't die in anonymity. I just can't. It'll be the worst death known to me. I want to be known. I want to be famous. I want to have some kind of teachings that I give to the world. I want to have some kind of content that people watch eventually
Okay.
with age. So I don't feel that all of our goals have to be same. Just because it's like when we were kids, all we wanted was what other people own, right? You saw something and you wanted to own that. But life doesn't work like that. Your goals need not be my goals. And if my goals may seem exciting to you at one point, but eventually you'll find that what you actually want will give you more happiness than following my goals, which may seem sexier at some
Okay.
point. And that is another point. How to be happy is to follow your own goals and to decide what your own goals are. I feel most of happiness has to go out with decisiveness. If you really want to have a peaceful mind, then limit your decisions. Don't take very frequent decisions, and don't take decisions you don't have to take. Like when you constantly fix a routine for yourself, you are eliminating most of the decisions that your mind takes on a regular basis. So your mind has a lot of time to think. Your mind gets tired by taking constant, like wearing this or wearing that, eating this or eating that. So I feel that a routine certainly helps you in this regard. I think you should bring your mic closer to your face. Bring your mic closer. You can take your mic closer, yeah, and not that close so that it covers half of your face.
This is just me. I can't like. I need at least one bakchodi moment in every 5 minutes. So.
It's good. It's what makes you, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be.
I mean, I never been
and
that serious.
that is my problem with you when you started the statement that I am not happy. How did
I am happy. I just
exactly see after a discussion now you're realizing that I'm happy. Maybe I just need to realize it more.
Yeah, that's correct. Like I know I'm happy. I'm just said that I can do better.
Everyone wants to do better. Prateik.
Yeah.
Doing better has nothing to do with being happy.
So the
Happiness is a state of mind.
okay,
not a state
today I
of
slept for
perception.
like 4 hours in the morning. So I was not happy about that fact.
Amazing.
So I woke up at 6. I saw that my waitlist has been cleared. So I was really happy. I went to the gym. I went to the market with my mom, helped her with buying some stuff and all. And then I just slept for 4 hours. So that sleeping part, not so good. But yeah.
How was MBA? Let's just move on from that. Fuck all story that you just shared. How was your MBA?
Oh, okay. Do you want to know the good part or the bad part?
I don't think there was a bad part, except your fiascos.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
did
need
have
to go
a-
there.
Yeah.
Stop pushing the table towards me.
Okay.
Uh,
See,
so-
so my MBA happened at a time, probably at the most lowest point of my time. So
of your life.
yeah, because COVID had happened. I wanted to go abroad. I didn't do that. I was trying for other MBA exams. It did not happen and all. And when I finally got that call letter from my MBA college, I was like, this is the best thing that could happen. And I still consider that that particular moment, probably the end of 2020 December was, or January 2021, the date is I think 30th January to be exact, is the day where my life completely changed. My focus shifted and I was really happy. But then summer placements started and I was struck down and I'm back to reality ki shit yaar, mehnat to karna padega abhi. So it was an amazing journey. I met a lot of good folks, met a lot of bad folks as well. Explored Mumbai. Mumbai is an amazing city. And
I love Mumbai, man.
yeah.
Probably it's on the top of my favorite places to
I
live.
mean, in India, I would love to settle in Mumbai, provided
I-
if someone gives me a 4 BHK house
but you know what?
in South Bombay.
But you know what? I
Yeah.
also want to live in Bhubaneswar at the same time. Bhubaneswar is an amazing city to live.
I mean,
Like I feel
except
like
the nightlife, everything is good here.
I don't live the nightlife, Prateik, unlike you.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't.
look, I'll be very one here. I love Bhubaneswar as a city. I absolutely love it. Probably, see,
You don't need to see the camera. You need to see me. You're talking with me, not the camera.
yeah, I mean, ठीक है.
You self anxious bitch.
So I mean, you need something that's open 24 hours. So, for example, you're not feeling good, you had a bad day and you want a good drive, drive somewhere. So Mumbai Marine Drive, something like that, which is open 24/7. You see people
You
walking
don't
around.
just because you don't know roads here doesn't mean that you can't go. Take a
Name
drive.
one road which has good lights and it is open and is full of people after 11 p.m. in Bhubaneswar.
Cuttack,
Where in Cuttack, bhai?
Cuttack Road, the bridge, Trishulia Bridge that connects.
Dude,
Cuttack
ghost
to
move
Bhubaneswar.
there. That's
Huh?
not safe.
Go, ghost. Oh,
Dude, that used to be a dumping ground for dead bodies before. People used to murder people and go. I have heard a lot of horror stories about them, and it's not a safe road to go in.
oh, please.
Yeah.
Trishulia Bridge is the safest place. I've been
Trishulia Bridge is safe. The road connecting Trishulia and Barango, that is not. Unless you own an Apache helicopter, you have to go through that road to reach Trishulia.
Dude, do you realize what you're saying?
Yeah.
We are basically.
Do you realize you're comparing Bhubaneswar and Mumbai, and you're telling me that Bhubaneswar has a better nightlife than Mumbai, or has equivalent?
I'm not telling you it has a better nightlife. I'm telling you that it has certain kind of peace that Mumbai fails to provide you.
Yes.
It has a certain kind
So
of
have
laziness
houses-
that you would love.
Have houses at both the places.
Oh.
6 months idhar hai, 6 months udhar hai.
That
Even I would
that
agree
was
to
my
that.
initial point that
So-
I eventually want to be coming back here regularly.
Yeah, even I would agree to that. It's like probably out of 2 months, there's just 2 or 3 bad days where I aspire to be in a city like Mumbai. But other days, Bhubaneswar is just amazing. I think it's the people, like if you have people, I don't know, whichever city, I think Zakir Khan told this, that logo se banti hai jagah.
Achha.
Yeah, so wherever you got your homies, see, I have you in Bhubaneswar, so Bhubaneswar is good for me. Probably what I'm imagining if even you left, and almost all the people I know are leaving Bhubaneswar, so it would be a little bit boring for me, because all my friends have left. Who do I chill with? So it's not the place, probably it's the people. But
We are still taking advantage of the fact that we joined offices during COVID time, and our work from home is never ending. But eventually, this is going to end.
technically
every
my
day- every
work
day-
from home has ended, and
every
I should
day-
be in office yesterday.
Every day I wake up and I think about that this is going to be my last day at home, but it isn't. So, do you realize your every move is getting recorded?
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to show some of my real me in the camera.
Achha. No, don't worry. You are not very good at hiding it.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I am
You
what I
didn't
am.
answer the question. How's MBA?
Beauty.
Do you feel every person who is working in corporate who doesn't have a particular goal about doing MTech or doing anything for higher study should go for an MBA? Is
Yes,
it
I
worth
do.
it?
Yeah, it's worth it.
Absolutely worth it.
Absolutely worth it.
The return of investment is good.
Depends on how you see it. If you see just in financial terms, no. But
No, I like how that answer came out so fast.
okay, I have a simple theory.
Okay.
Depends on where you work. If you are someone who graduated from my college, VIT, and you started with probably a salary of 50,000-60,000 a month, and then I don't think it would be, because with your appraisal and everything, you would be earning as much as you would earn after an MBA for a,
Almost.
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 But if you're someone who's working at TCS with a 3 lakh or 4 lakh, it's financially also it's a very good thing. But if you see the overall structure, and I'm only speaking about tier 1 colleges, the amount of good people you meet, and bad, you get a flair or a taste of how the real world works. You meet people with different perspectives, and there's a lot of sex in the campus. So I mean, it's a completely
Why do I feel there is only the last line that makes sense?
um
Others were just horseshit that you kept speaking.
yeah, I mean, that last thing that never happened for me, and my college just has one building and there's no hostels and all. So
The fact that your girlfriend is my friend is making me prevent.
technically I had a breakup during college and still मेरे साथ कुछ नहीं हुआ. So
You,
I would really love
Let's-
if you
let's
hide
not-
the fact that I have a girlfriend, because probably my mom would also watch this podcast, and
don't you think your mom already knows?
I'm pretty sure she knows. But
Dude, you're 24. Everyone knows. Do you really feel you have there is a right one?
no,
I don't feel there is a right one. I feel you have to be the right one.
I think
Get
I'm
the right one.
I think I'm already the right one.
You are not the right one. The right one won't be eating bhajis on a podcast, especially when someone is recording them.
See, these clippings would take Sa Talk to 1 million followers,
I really
Or
hope.
more.
I really hope not.
because
I really hope not.
see, which person have you seen eating bhajis on a podcast? No one, right? You told me you have to give
Because
something.
it's stupid.
So what? Gary Minati is also stupid. He's worse than stupid. His content sells, right?
This is not a form of content that you would compare with Carrie Minati. His form is completely different. He roasts people for a living.
And it's pretty bad, bro.
I roast you for a living. It's not the same, bro.
I mean, I don't feel bad.
Yeah, no one should. I think healthy roasting is very good on a creative basis.
Yeah,
Talking
no.
about creative things,
Hmm.
what do you think ChatGPT is going to take away from us eventually?
I mean, I don't find it useful right now because I've used ChatGPT to get some of my work done, and it's not that.
And you're
useful.
stupid that you couldn't get it done, because I could get some of my work done, and I really hope that none of the people I work for listen are listening
Sarthak,
to this.
If you got your job done with ChatGPT, then I think you should be more scared than I am.
I am. That is the reason I started this podcast. What do you think is the goal?
Yeah,
Abhay,
that's
I'll
true.
tell you how it's dangerous.
Hmm.
So I have told you that I use Healthify Me, right? I've told you, right? I use
Yeah.
Healthify Me. So as I'm saying this, he's stuffing his mouth with bhajiyas.
I'm pretty sure they can see it in the camera.
No, it's my frame now, right? So it's not your frame now. When I'm talking, it's my frame. When you're talking, it's your frame.
Oh, does it work like that?
Yeah, I'll be doing the editing.
Oh.
You won't be helping me in that. So
But-
stop.
But you can do that,
interrupting.
क्या? ऐसे आधा आधा करके?
Yeah, I can do that, but I won't be doing that.
अच्छा. But bro, your frame actually looks good, man. Like as I see it from the camera.
Stop interrupting me, motherfucker.
And bro, my boobs also look, yeah. मतलब अच्छा नहीं लग रहा.
I'm not going to cut this out.
Yeah, that's okay. I
So
mean,
what I feel is, what happened with Healthify Me was कि Healthify Me suddenly started asking for money to only record that data, which Don't do that. Don't ruin my audio.
So
Which you was earlier doing for free, that you could like record what you're eating during the day. So it started charging for it. So what happened with Healthify Me was they started charging for like basic tracking your calories.
So if I track my calories,
Yeah, you'll have to pay $2,000 per every year.
but I don't want to pay that.
Exactly.
So how do I do
what
it?
I did was
When did they
I
do
went
this?
to ChatGPT.
Okay.
Then I wrote write me a program to track my calories for Android. He gave me a he gave me a code, entire code, and then I typed, give me your database to train my app for Indian foods.
Okay.
It gave me that database, and I finally used it. It was working fine.
Why
Which
didn't you
tells
tell
me,
me
which
this?
tells me that soon, very soon, most of our jobs are going to be replaced and are going to change into something else. I don't think we'll be out of jobs because people expected to be out of jobs when the industrial revolution set in from mechanical age.
I think when the calculator was also
Yeah, when
introduced,
when
people thought this would
started with
replace their jobs.
when people started with industrial age, everyone thought that a lot of jobs are going to be replaced, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, that's
The jobs change, but the jobs we are at currently, I really feel recently Google also released a statement saying that their entry level jobs could be replaced. Entry level jobs are going to be replaced by an AI. So I really feel that our jobs are at huge risks, and I honestly feel this, that you can't grow really big in life if you are not giving the society some kind of intellectual property.
I would
If
agree
you are
to
just working for a service related industry, then you can live a basic, healthy, good, luxurious
you
life.
can cater to your needs, but you can't live the life that you
You
want.
can't be remembered after you die if you have not given enough to the society. And that's the fundamentals of being an useful person. And Ikigai also says, I have followed Ikigai all my life, like most of my life now,
Okay.
since I've read that book. So it says that one of the major circles in that is like, so one of the major circles in that is what you're giving back to the society is also important for you, and that's also is going to affect what you feel about yourself. So if you're useful to the society, you're going to feel confident about yourself, and that's going to affect how you look, how you perceive yourself in the world. So think about it.
Why does it feel like I am asking you questions and you are giving me advice on how life is?
Because you're not talking, you're fooling around. You're eating bhajis, you're stuffing your mouth with bhajis.
Dude, every second Indian does that. You are saying because you read a lot of books and you have expertise. I have none. What do I speak about? I can
You
only
can
do is
speak
books
about life.
only.
I'm talking questions.
Yeah, I'm answering them.
Then don't stuff your mouth with bhajia and answer them.
Yeah, anyways, jokes
I'm
aside.
just kidding. It's okay.
Yeah, I know.
What do you feel that life eventually is going to be better than what you're right now, or are you scared that it's going to be worse?
I think it's going to be better.
Then why do you think you're not happier that it's going to be better? Why you're scared then?
Because okay, this could be no. I feel that I could to make that whatever thing that I've imagined, that by okay, for me my goal is financial freedom, and I have a lot of time so that I could take care of my brother and my family, as well as if I have someone, they should be happy. My family has always been my priority. So my goal of a dream is that I have enough money and enough time to give to my family, and everyone lives a comfortable life. So to achieve that thing, I don't think I'm doing enough, but I'm pretty sure that the future that I look forward to is good, and yeah, something good should happen. Should be better than whatever we have right now. I mean, this is just optimism, which I believe
Optimism
in.
takes you good places in life.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree to that, because what I feel is like this is something that I also believe in. Being negative about something that hasn't happened, or being pessimistic, being a pessimist never helps. It never helps. I'm not sure that being optimistic also helps, but
No, it does, Prateik. Don't negative.
okay. But you do more harm to yourself when you're pessimistic. Why be that person?
No,
That is always a choice. Like you told, right? Like Nawal Ravikant did, but you are the one who introduced me to that quote that happiness is a state of mind. So optimism or pessimism, that is also a state of mind, right?
No,
In a way.
I feel happiness is a state of mind, but optimism and pessimism has got a lot to do with what kind of personality the person has. Like I have seen a lot of happy people who are pessimistic generally, who go by the worst case imaginable scenario in every situation, and they're quite happy that they are being able to handle everything that has to
Yeah.
play.
I think even I'm that person. And the only
You always
problem
think of
is
the
that worst scenario even happens with me.
no, it doesn't happen always.
And not
But you
sometimes.
remember the one. Okay, so think about what happened in your school life,
Okay.
which was 10 years ago almost. Do you remember all the sad parts? I don't think so. You remember the happy days. In the longer period of things, you'll always remember the happy parts. People tell you that you remember the sad parts and you grow. But human mind is programmed in such a way that if you keep constantly looking into the abyss will start looking back at you, and there is a light at the end of a tunnel. And eventually your mind is bound to forget the wrongs that it was done. It is your duty to remind yourself of the lessons that you have been taught, but happy days are going to stay in your memory.
Yeah.
Life works like that.
Agreed.
Do you feel you're going to study further than this?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I want to
Do you
go.
want to?
No.
Exactly.
See, okay. I'm not really sure about it, but I see my friends, like, we have a common friend who studies in Paris and all. So I see the exposure he's getting, the amount of people he's meeting and all. So I would love to have that. Probably a 6 months course or something where I have a small stipend to cater to my expenses and all. Maybe a short one I would love to take to improve my exposure and all. But moreover, I actually want to go abroad. By abroad, it could be anything. I mean, I'm okay with Dubai also or Europe, anywhere where are the currency is better than India. I work there for maybe 4 to 5 years. I save some money, and then I come back. And with that extra savings that I have due to purchase power parity or everything, I could live or give my loved ones a better life. I feel this is a small hack to get rich or save more. Not get rich, save more quicker if you do it in a what do you call it? Smarter way. Because people talk about purchase parity and everything that okay, your expenses are that much and all. But what people don't think is if you stay there or you move there completely, okay, then we can always say that yeah, the expenses are it doesn't really matter. What if that person who's there in US or whatever, they come back after 10 years? Boom, whatever savings they have into 80. They have 80 times more saving than you. And you can't do anything about it. You live in the same grounds. So I think that is something I actually want to do. Like at least in the next 5 years, that's my short-term goal. How do I get there? I have no idea. And the only reason I'm sticking to that is because currently, like you are doing this podcast, you are giving an intellectual property. The idea that you spoke about.
Yeah.
That is something I do not have right now. So the only thing that I could do is make use of my degree or my job, go abroad, have some more savings, and then come back. Probably a lot of people have done that. A lot of YouTubers have done that. So currently, that is something that I look forward to in the next 5 years. I don't know how will I get there, but something good should happen.
I would beg to differ
Okay.
because I feel, and this is also my prediction, that currently the Indian economy or India and Mexico are two countries that are going to outshine every country in the next 5 years. And I have a reason for that.
They might outshine, but your
And
currency won't outshine in the next 5 years. The wages won't outshine. India has always been a country.
but feel this
Okay.
that the wages you're aiming currently.
Yeah.
Who do you think if the American economy crashes, which is crashing now as we speak? They're not accepting it, but everything is crashing. That's the reason Google has Google has thrown out around 6% of the company, and out of the 6%, 4.5% are Indians.
They can always come back, get a good job.
No, I'm not.
do
I'm
well.
not saying that. You see, the bulk of the jobs that currently exist in India are some form of service-related jobs, which we are providing service to other countries
At dead cheap rates.
at dead cheap rates.
Yeah.
Like me as a resource, IBM is earning around $200 per day per an hour, whereas I get paid around $12 per hour.
Imagine going to Dubai or somewhere where you could get probably $100 an hour.
No,
You
I'm
could save some and come back.
exactly.
Yeah.
You are talking about a very little group of people who are being able to stay outside right now,
Yeah.
because Amazon has shed 20,000 employees currently. And who do you think, when someone's economy crashes, they are going to send out?
But
Will it be
you
their
are
own
already
people?
earning more. So
Will it be their own people?
agreed, you would get fired and all. But you have your own country to come back to.
What will
And
you do after
you
coming
are,
here?
you can always get a better job
With, in
over
the same
here.
set of companies that are not going to give you jobs. I'm talking about that.
Yeah, but
That's scary.
That's scary, of course. But as you said, you have to have that risk appetite, right? And how to do. A lot of people have done that. This is something that okay, I won't name the company, but it's one of the top management consulting firms in the world. I think a lot of people have already guessed the name. So it was one partner who was talking about that he lives in a metro city in India. And he was talking about that I have worked a lot over here. I've been working for the last 10 years and all. And all I could do, I have money, but all I could do is afford one house in this particular metro city in 10 years or whatever. And he has a friend who just did normal engineering. He went abroad, had a better lifestyle, earned enough according to the purchase power parity, and he came back after 10 years and he has 3 houses in India. And both of them are in the same level, same country, everything same age. One has 3 houses, the other has one. The other with one house has worked hard and everything. Even, of course, the other guy has worked hard. So, if you look at these scenarios,
That is
You
what I'm
can't-
saying, that these scenarios in the next 5 years are going to drastically change, where a lot of Indians will be thrown out of countries where they are utilizing this difference in wages to bridge the gap.
if they are thrown out, they are back to base. And you are anyways living the same life. You would live a life like another. Probably you take some more time to get a job.
It'll take more time. You'll again need to get accustomed to this life. You're not figuring out the practical problems that exist when you move back.
If it was always your plan.
I'll give you an example. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So talking about, okay, this is not a very good example, but it'll show you some kind of a scenario, right? So when people who went to study medicine in Ukraine, because
Yeah.
Ukraine, getting into medical colleges in Ukraine is much cheap, much cheaper and much easier. So people who went there to get a medical degree had to be flown out of there when the war started.
Of course.
Now they are here. India as a hub for providing medical education is currently ranked as the most difficult degrees in India. Right? You need to be really good at certain things to get into medicine.
You need to be really good, or you should not belong to the general category.
Fine. Don't complain about things you can't change. That's
Yeah,
the
but
way
that's
of.
the truth.
That's the truth. Fine.
And that's the reason
Okay,
why India is not growing. I mean, that's another completely different chapter, but yeah.
Okay, fine. We'll get there.
Yeah.
So when they were flown back to India, they were asked. Everyone tried to facilitate them into colleges, but there was one rule that will create additional seats for you for these academic years, but you need to give at least one exam to get into it. They didn't want to. They couldn't give the exam. They did give the exam, and the baseline was that the kind of studies they were doing outside wasn't the kind of exams they were required to give here. And that parity is always going. If you have worked somewhere else, you will never feel that how you're going to work in India is going to match the standards. You'll always feel that you're being overworked here, and eventually you'll be sad. Very life thi is a very difficult statement to live by. But
But
you're
if-
constantly.
I mean, but in that Meri life theme, I'm completely talking in terms of financial perspectives. If you
But
already
life-
have a lot of money, man, you won't care, dude.
I actually feel that a lot of money has got nothing to do with your like huge amounts of, after a certain point of time, money becomes just money.
Yeah, that's correct.
After you are able to buy everything you have wanted to, I feel money is just money. Like currently my burnout rate is very okay, fine, I'll face it. I used to live a very lavish life. Now I've cut down a lot of things because I don't want to get involved. I have my reasons, okay. So at this point, if you ask me, there are a lot of things you can like you can cut away from your life. It won't do you any harm of cutting out. I'm not asking everyone to live a very monk, simplistic, aesthetic, aesthetic
Get it.
pleasing, very debt free life. I'm just talking in terms that even if you have a lot of money, happiness has got nothing to do with that. After a period of time, you will be happy. You will have a lot of things, but eventually people get bored out of it. Like you never expected that you will have this job. If I had given you this job in college, you would have been the happiest person, and now you're very happy. But if you stay in this job when you till you retire in the same position, will you be happy?
Hell no.
Obviously you want to grow, right? And that is the basis of why and there are a lot of problems outside that, Pratik, no one tells you about. My sister lives in Ireland, and the problems that actually exist there are much different from what is the scenario, and that no one talks about. Your friend who has gone there will never tell you about the actual problems.
Yeah, I mean,
My
most of
sister,
them are sad.
my
Because then,
listen, my sister lives in Ireland. She tells me that they are not being they're not allowed to go out after 11 or
why?
after 10. Ireland girls are allowed to go out, but if they will go out, they'll be racially abused. It is a truth of the fact, and she's saying this on the first hand. She's not saying this to get. She's saying this in confidence with me, having a private conversation with her, which is very surprising to me.
But it does happen.
Yeah, racism is very prevalent. If someone tells you racism doesn't exist to Indians, then they are lying. What is the point of being treated and staying?
Can you beat the shit out of people if they were, but it's their country? Yeah, so
No,
that also
you
doesn't
can't.
work.
If you get into jail, no one is going to bail you out. First of all, you need a bailer. You need a bailer with a passport of their country. Who are you going to find who will bail you out? Your last hookup? I don't think so.
I don't do those also.
And the problems that are, if someone tells you that Delhi is the crime capital of the world, slap him one. Because currently London has higher rates of crime than Delhi. And no one is talking about this. When BBC released the report, it says that India is one of the worst places to live. Please ask BBC about the conditions that exist in downtown London, where billionaires are afraid to wear watches. That someone will come and chop off their hand and take away the watch. This is some things that you hear on first hand basis from millionaires. That they're afraid. They say that Dubai is the safest country in the world, and we can roam around with anything in Dubai. But in London, I'm sorry, we can't. If you Google right now, condition of downtown Los Angeles and Sacramento, the homelessness is more than Dharavi. People are living on streets, camping on streets. So don't do that. It's getting connected to this phone and it's going to mess up the recording. Right.
I mean,
So-
airport sounds
so-
are bad. Yeah.
And in Vietnam and in Korea, anywhere you go, in Japan also, the living conditions are horrible for Indians. New Zealand is one. People, I was very excited to work for You know what the narrative you are giving me now was the argument I was giving to people few years back, and I really wanted to move somewhere else. I was so keen. You know how much I travel. I used to travel much more than anyone of my age at a certain period of my time, period of my life. But the moment I realized that it's shittier anywhere you go. Australia is horrible for Indians. Horrible. And the fact that they were also colonized is something which astounds me, that they are horrible on people who were also colonized with them. New Zealand has this 4-day work rule, right? New Zealand is the only country which follows 3 days of a week, giving 3 days of a week as holiday. But it's horrible for Indians.
Why?
Yeah, they'll treat you with absolute racial slurs. It's the ground reality that people keep talking about, and I don't know why it doesn't get published in the forefront of the world. But anywhere outside, except third world countries like South Africa, Dubai, they really respect Indians. But I don't know why. Okay, Dubai is not a third world country, but somewhere in Africa, he'll get really respected as an Indian. Africans have huge respect for Indian because we have held them all throughout our history. So, but you go anywhere in the US, you go anywhere in the UK, you're going to be mistreated. People don't talk to you. People don't want to live with you. Eventually, if you have to start something, you have to gain. You're going to be very bad at it. My first recording with Sankar was worse than horse shit. Everything was bad. The audio was bad.
What makes you think this is going well?
This is going far well, far better than my last recording. You don't realize this, but I do because I keep on. I am the only constant in this room, right? You are changing, the guest is changing, everything is changing.
That's correct.
So I have eventually figured it out that there are some things. Podcasting is hard, especially when you don't
You're
have a
doing it
team.
alone. Yeah. I could be a part of your team.
No, you are not.
That was so rude. Dude, I was there for you all the time.
When I'm saying you're not there, but I don't want to make you part of the team. You're my friend. You have to be my friend. You can't be my employee, right? Especially when you're earning 24 lakhs per year. You can't be my employee.
I'm not earning 24 lakhs.
Okay, 32?
23.
It's okay. Let's move on from this fiasco
That
that rich people create for themselves in order to live in a bubble.
Let's
which-
not. I'm not legally allowed to tell my salary.
I'll
So-
beep it out, don't worry.
I really hope that you do that.
Do you actually feel what city do you want to live in eventually?
I think Mumbai, but with the limited cities that I've visited, Mumbai is something that I don't mind Bhubaneswar as well, but Mumbai is the sea, man. It's the probably
Puri
Mumbai.
also has sea. For that matter.
Yeah.
And a better beach.
Yeah.
For that matter.
Yeah, but no. See, Puri has a cleaner and a better beach, but I think the Bay of Bengal is kind of rough. So this is something that I have observed. If you go to the Arabian Sea, it's really calm. It's really, really calm. You can get in half.
Because it has no fucking beach. They are rocks. They are not beaches.
Beaches.
Beaches of sand.
Yeah, that's also true.
So, where do you think you are going to live eventually?
I don't know, man.
Where do you want to currently?
Currently Mumbai, but yeah, there's a lot of
Why
congestion.
do I feel a lot of your choice has got to do with the fact that it has been almost a year that you're stuck in Bhubaneswar and you want to get out.
See, I don't want to get out, but it's just that sometimes I do get bored. Probably because I'm not doing anything productive right now apart from my job.
No, it's not. It has got nothing to do with being
Yeah,
productive.
but I'm pretty sure even if I
You'll
go to
waste
Mumbai,
you'll waste more time in Mumbai also.
yeah, exactly. I was just coming to that, and I think I would waste more time because over here I have my family. I could chill with my grandmom. I could chill with my brother when I'm not doing anything. So that's an added advantage, and I'm very sure that I'm living in a bubble that if I move there, everything would be sorted, and probably it would.
No, Prateik, it doesn't get sorted.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't get
take
sorted.
it from a person who has lived in another city
Oh yeah,
for a brief period of time.
you had a lot of Kalesh's there.
No, not Kalesh exactly, but it was good.
Yeah.
But take it from me, doesn't change. You'll always feel like moving out. I am the guy, Pratik, who used to tell you in college that I want to get out of my house because it was a rebellious phase. We sucked at IIT, and our house situations are not exactly friendly for us. And we wanted to get out, right? And
Correct.
that's the reason I grabbed the first college I could get, and I got out.
Dude, I told you to give the VIT exam and join. But
I gave the VED exam. I got
I think
computer science.
I
Right?
think your dad did not allow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't want me to go to Chennai, and which was surprising to me because he is the person who has graduated his engineering from Chennai University, Madras University, I think. So I thought he would allow me to go to VID, but I don't know. But Burla was also a good option. I
I mean,
completed
I think
I completed my entire engineering in 3 lakhs, so I have got nothing to complain. Prateik.
And you had the best time of your life.
Amazing, man. Amazing. We had. If I start this podcast talking about my college life, I don't think it's going to end in one episode. And I really want to do an episode with my college friends. I have a few people who have stuck around till date.
But
They're
can they
amazing.
speak in English?
What?
Can your friends speak in English?
Obviously, who do you think my friends are?
Yeah, dude, of course. I'm just kidding.
My friends are at very high post currently. And
Pratyush.
not Pratyush. Pratyush is doing really well.
Yeah, you're Pratyush. And your the other friend, that civil engineer guy, he's also killing it.
My friends are at very good places right
I
now.
know, dude. I was just kidding. I have mad respect for Burla. My dad graduated from Burla.
Yeah, you should be not talking shit about the alumnus your dad is from. I'm sure he'll beat the shit out of you.
When did I speak shit about?
So Burla is a very good place to graduate from.
Hmm.
It teaches you more about life than you would have learned. Than I would have learned at VIT. Let's face it. I would have learned other things at VIT. I would have paid more attention to my
VIT is
academics.
just an extended version of a school, man. So it doesn't really teach
भाई
you.
मैं कसम से किड के बच्चों को देखता हूँ और मुझे लगता है भाई इनका क्या गजब कट रहा है जिंदगी में.
Yeah.
They are
बहुत
living in
कट
a
रहा है.
bubble. They're living a reality that doesn't exist. They're not being able to interact with anything. They're not being able to get a glimpse of real life. The bubble that bursts the time you graduate from college is a mess. I think we were able to handle it because COVID smoothed out the transition for us, and we stayed at home for most of the parts. People think that COVID was the worst thing that happened, but I really feel that people who utilized COVID was a good thing. People worked out, people saw more of themselves, and people got a glimpse of their own life going through COVID. How do you feel after working out for nearly a month? Is it a month or 2 months?
Working out?
Huh.
I think 2. So 7 weeks to be exact, with 6 weeks.
Should have started working out in COVID. I don't know why you didn't, but okay.
I mean, you could also have started working out in COVID. Oh, I
Huh.
think you did.
I was working out the entire COVID, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. I can't even roast you for that. I mean, I genuinely appreciate the amount of hard work that you have done.
No, it has got nothing to do with hard work. It was I had developed medical conditions. There was no way of me not starting this.
What medical conditions?
Yeah, I had developed my left thigh was numb when I used to wake up. My left thigh was numb. I was having knee pain. My entire
I think
digestive system was at crap. I was eating crap. I was drinking crap. Are you thinking about switching?
Not currently.
What do you feel? The amount of people that are switching now in our field of work. What do you feel? Do you feel it's right, or do you feel that at least you should stay in one job for around 3 years before switching? Do you feel like you as a boss would hire someone who has switched around every 2 or 3 years in his entire career?
2 or 3 years, I think that's fine. I think if you see a better opportunity, you should. 2 and 3 years is okay.
But if someone
But
is
if it's-
constantly switching jobs in 2 or 3 years, I don't think he gets to learn a lot in the technology he's in. But
I mean,
is it
it's a-
subjective?
It's definitely subjective. For example,
Would you hire someone who has switched around thrice before being hired by you?
if that person has, if he has switched thrice and he has worked on different platforms and has a good learning, then I would probably hire him or her.
But doesn't it say something about the person's loyalty towards the company?
Yeah, but see, loyalty is a two-way street. I don't know what the other company did to him. For example, I think Steve Jobs told this, that if you're doing something for a year, that's 1 year of experience. But you're doing that something for currently 5 years. It's still 1 year of experience done 5 times over a year. It's not 5 years of experience. So if you're
On
doing
paper, it is.
on paper, is it? Yeah, but I think as a boss, you also need to be smart enough to understand that if all the 5 years that you have been doing is putting data into Excel sheets or doing something here and there, I don't think that's relevant
Don't
experience.
describe my job like this.
But even I do that.
No, my job isn't this.
Yeah.
Understand.
So you have to figure that out, and I don't see anything wrong in that. For example, if currently where I am, I thought my role would be absolutely different from what I'm doing, but what do I know about it? I'm just getting into the corporate world, so I would love to stay for at least 2 years, look how's it going. And if I don't see opportunities for growth, or I don't see anything, like, I would definitely put my shoes into that particular employee's, whatever, you get the point, right? So, and
You yourself in that employee shoes. Yes.
yeah, so it depends, dude.
But I don't think I'll be able to hire someone who has switched around thrice by the time he has reached 30.
By the time you're still 30.
You know when a company starts making money off an employee, it's only after 1.5 years. Until 1.5 years, you're just a liability to them. And I don't think it's fair that you constantly switch after 2 years when you have just started. At least I feel the right amount of time to switch is around, unless your job is unless your boss is a complete asshole who treats you like shit. If your job conditions are good, if you're having a good life, then I think you have got to learn more about a job rather than just switch blind aimlessly. Because I
I
feel
would,
more you switch, the higher percentages it gets around the time your salary gets plateaued at a point. Because eventually your salary is going to get plateaued. It isn't going to rise and rise and rise with every jump.
I would agree to that, but also that another question that you told, how would you trust it? This switching and all also depends on what kind of industry you come from. For example, in management consulting, in top firms like McKinsey, BCG, Bain, and all,
Yeah, that's true.
the
That's
median the median time an employee stays there is 2 years, and the reason for that is the job is really stressful. You are expected to work 14 to 15 hours a day.
That's what I was talking about. If your conditions are fine, then
Yeah.
I feel you should stay in a company, and I feel that you learn more.
Absolutely. So if you are, so probably somewhere, so this depends on the kind of work you're doing and also the company. For example, Google, if you are there, there's a very high chance that your job gives you a lot of opportunities to learn and improve your skills and maybe grow as a person. So if you are leaving Google in less than 2 to 3 years, then that is definitely a question on your loyalty. But if you are some probably in McKinsey, where 2 years is a lot, that's equivalent to maybe 4 years outside. And a lot of people, it depends, right? For example, if you have a family or a kid to take care of, probably you need to leave a company like that to cater to your family's needs.
Yeah.
So it's an absolutely subjective question. Although I'm in line with whatever you said,
Like
but
if I were to build an organization, if tomorrow I have a company of my own, like tomorrow I'm going to have scale something up, and I'm
Yeah.
going to hire people. So I would want someone. If I'm teaching someone, I would at least want them to pay off until 4 years, 5 years.
that's absolutely correct. But then you also have to ask that question:
Are you?
have you set
Yeah.
up that culture that that employee would stay for 4.5, 4 to 5 years? If you think that answer to that question is yes, then you definitely have that authority to question that person's loyalty. But if you see that the attrition in your company is quite high, then it's not the employee. Probably you should just look inwards and look at the culture that you have in
You
your
should
particular
ask the same
company.
questions about your relationships.
I'm pretty sure.
I am joking.
I think I have set up a good culture.
In a relationship, I don't.
Ah,
think
dude,
so.
I mean, let's not get there, man. I just feel sad.
Feeling sad has got nothing to do with
Yeah, I
discussing
mean,
your
I'm-
problems, Prateik.
Yeah, I do have. I don't know, dude. I think my expectations have changed, and I think that is the problem. Probably it has something to do with the fact that initially, probably if I take 1 year down before,
I think
Yeah.
what will help you is stripping away all habits for a certain period of time, and to do one thing even if you're getting bored, and eventually build up the things that you actually love doing. Because people it's never, with a lot of people, with you also, you're not a lazy bastard.
Yeah, yeah.
As
I
dude,
mean,
come on.
I'm not. Yeah,
Uh,
I am.
Like you have prepared for IIT, you have worked hard for MBA. You're not such a lazy bastard that you think you are. It's just that you don't have things that you are absolutely passionate about,
Yeah, that's correct.
right? Like doesn't matter whatever happens, even if I don't get the amount of audience I want to get, I'll still continue this podcast. I'll continue this podcast for at least 5 years. I follow the 10,000 rule very seriously, 10,000 hour rule. So if you are not passionate about something, then doesn't mean that you are lazy. You just, and I feel that to for young people like us who see, we are from a generation where we were taught and pushed towards an ideal life that if you work hard, like 10th कर लो अच्छे से और उसके बाद ऐश है, and then 12th कर लो उसके बाद ऐश है,
That's
and then engineering कर लो उसके बाद ऐश है, पर ऐश नहीं है कभी भी नहीं था और कभी भी नहीं है. So I feel, and due to this process we couldn't follow any of the things we wanted to actually do. You couldn't, maybe you wanted to be an entertainer, maybe you wanted to be a, I'm not saying the narrative of that all Indian kids were pushed down into this rabbit hole. I'm just saying that it's very good to have hobbies and social nets around you to fall back on. What if tomorrow the jobs we are in crashes down? Entire we have seen in the past, and entire markets get crashed down, people lose jobs, and that's the fact of life. So I feel that you must have some hobbies that pay off. You must have some social nets. And in order to find them, you need to constantly change things that you're doing. Like you have started working out. Maybe eventually you will be a fitness influencer. Who knows? I'm not saying you will be. I'm saying there's a possibility.
of course.
But if this doesn't works out, maybe you think you might pick up another hobby. You may write books. You may be an investment consultant for people. You may be something. But it's always better to be a jack of all trades in a current scenario where nothing about your life is fixed. We are living in a scenario where everything can take you down. Right? So I feel having 2-3 social nets around you to fall back on in terms of crisis is a good place to live by.
That's definitely a good place. Even I would agree to that.
And it's not only about the money.
Though, I mean, it's all about having multiple sources of income. It is all about, I think it's all about having multiple sources of income so that you don't have to depend.
I would
more on each other.
I would disagree. It's not only about money. You might, because even
It's about your peace of mind as well.
yeah, no, it's not about peace of mind. It's about being occupied in life.
That's also correct.
You might just invest money, and sometimes in the crash you'll have money. If you have 2-3 houses in Bhubaneswar, Prateik, you're sorted for life. Come on, the rental property rates currently at this city are amazing. Payoffs. The gym that I was in has currently changed its location, and the previous owner was charging him around 4.5 lakhs per 2 floors. And 4.5 lakhs in Bhubaneswar is an amazing place to start living passively. But if you do that now, you have nothing to do all around the day, and you'll go crazy after that, I feel. So if you hobbies are to keep you sane, hobbies are to make you feel happy about yourself, that I'm doing something which I love doing. So I feel that every person should pursue things that he has always wanted to do, the things that we couldn't do of our parents' money, we can finally start doing of our own money. And people talk about investing early, doing everything right, and I actually feel they're not investing the amount of money they should be investing on themselves. Are you investing the amount of money to gain knowledge? Are you investing the amount of money to gain experience? And don't say traveling to cities every other day is giving you much of an experience.
That's burning money, dude.
Yeah. If you actually want to travel with no money. That would be something to try. How do you feel? Do you feel eventually you're going to start something of your own?
I want to.
Do you feel you're prepared?
Hell no.
Do you feel you'll figure it out?
I think I will.
Even I think you will.
I think I will.
MBA degree कहीं तो काम आएगा.
I mean, so see, I might have sucked at work or anything, but I've
You
never.
don't suck at work.
Probably, you see, it's, for example,
Don't.
I've never quit, man.
I'm,
That is something that I believe in. Yeah.
if you remember, I had told you something. Just because we were preparing for IIT and I was preparing for IIT and medical both. Come, okay, fine. So on the day our results got released, we were scared because we had sucked there. We had flunked, absolutely flunked.
I still remember the
Fine. We were
12th
scared.
results, man.
We were scared, right?
Yeah.
But when we joined college, we never regretted, and that tells us a lot about the fact what we actually wanted to do. We never act. We wanted to make our parents proud. We wanted to do everything to get into the institution, but it wasn't our need. If it was our need, no, we would have got into it.
That's correct.
We didn't love it as much as people who got into it loved it. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that if you actually love something a lot in your life and you have the courage to pursue it every day, you'll get it. Life is simple. If you don't get something, probably your head wasn't in it as much as it should have been. What do you think?
I mean,
Are you tired of talking?
I'm in sync with all of that. But
Most of the people who were in my college were like dropouts for a year, for two. Thank God we didn't drop out, man.
dude, that
Oh
is
my God, that
such
is
a
something.
blessing in life. Dude, I have actually seen, I won't name that person, but I have actually seen a dropper. He was from our state itself. What a pessimistic guy he was.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't spend more than 3 hours with him. You'd probably get depressed. So I see, but a proper dropper, man. Matlab, it was just an example of what staying at home, studying something or doing something for 14, 15 hours a day, and then not getting that, how much harm that could do to a person. I have actually seen that live. And I was so thankful to my mom who just told me, कि भाई चला जा.
Huh. And the more we are living this life, the more
Yeah.
you see that being successful at life has got nothing to do with where you studied from. It certainly makes it easier, but it has nothing to got.
It gives you a boost.
No, I feel I have asked this that why is IIT so sought after? IIT doesn't give. IIT has the same course. IIT has the same education. You know why it's important? It's important because it's the pressure that you have gone through. It's the days of work. आपको आदत हो जाती है. You get used to the work. I feel every person at some point of their lives has to put their head down and work, and just work without thinking about the consequences for 2 years, 3 years in order to get ahead in life. You can do it at any point of your life. That's the beauty of life, that you can do it at any point of life. But you have to, at certain point, you have to put your head down and just work. And I feel IIT or any competitive exams teach you this, that you just have to work, not have to think about the result. हुआ ठीक है, नहीं हुआ फिर भी you have your hard work with you. That's not going to go anywhere. Once you start seeing the way to succeed in something, like I'll tell you honestly this, that people congratulate me for losing a lot of weight. People congratulate me for having transformation, but except the starting part. Okay, fine. The starting part was really enjoyable.
Okay.
I enjoyed the attention. I enjoyed everything. I enjoyed that people finally were able to see what I wanted to achieve with my body and everything. It's amazing. Okay, but eventually that starts wearing off. You finally realize that okay, fine, हो गया अब यही हूँ मैं, and I work out and it's good. It keeps me sane. It keeps me happy. But what it actually teaches you is putting your head down and doing the work. And that is something that people don't realize who haven't worked that much.
The act of showing up.
Yeah, the act of showing up is much more important than anything in life.
And I think that's discipline that you talk about.
Yeah,
That is why people say that, I mean, motivation can take you from point A to point B, but if your goal is to...
Motivation isn't shit.
Yeah, it's
And motivation. If Pratik, if I was motivated to go to the,
what you are
if
talking
I
about
worked
is
out,
consistency.
if I worked out only when I was motivated, I would have still been fat. I'm honest. And people ask me that when does it become normal? When does it become a part of your life? It doesn't. It's something that is very hard to do. Waking up and working out, following a certain kind of diet is very hard to do. You might take breaks from it. It's a different story altogether. But it's fucking hard. And I have this body, or I'm able to lift, I'm being able to participate in a powerlifting competition is only because of the fact that every day I wake up and I decide that I want to do this. Discipline is doing the thing you don't like and doing it like something you love doing. So once you see this way in one thing, it's easy to figure out other things. Like with this podcast also, I'm following the same routine. I'm going to put out videos even if I don't have anyone to see. I'm still going to put out videos for 3 to 4 years and just see where it goes.
I'm sure
Half
it
of
will
work.
go. I'm sure it will go somewhere good.
Let's see.
I
Let's see.
mean, I have little doubt that this wouldn't work out. I'm pretty sure this would take you
Life
to a
is a
place
rolling
where,
stone.
yeah.
You're either rolling up or you're rolling down.
I mean, this is definitely a way up.
Let's see. Let's see, Pratik. If I certainly feel that if someone goes up, he has a lot of capacity to pull everyone. If one person of a group goes up, he has huge capacity to pull everyone up. And you see that
I'm
with,
hoping I go up with you.
oh, dude, it's out of question. I actually feel that people talk about, maybe I haven't seen as much of dhoka as people talk about, but I would certainly hire my friends instead of hiring people I don't know. I feel that is a more fun way to go, even if someone cheats me. I'm bound. They eventually I'll find out if someone is cheating me or someone is not doing their work and just feeding off my success or something. But it's much better to trust people you have rather than to trust unknown people. I don't know. I feel certainly now. Maybe eventually my thoughts are going to change, but I certainly feel that trusting your family and friends is much better than trusting people you don't know.
Strangers.
Because we feel that our family sucks. Everyone feels, but there are times when your family rocks much better than everyone else's. These are some things we constantly teach ourselves with life. Did the coffee do you any good, or are you still sleepy?
No, of course, yeah. Dude, I'm speaking while I'm not lying down, obviously. And the coffee is amazing.
What do you think Bhubaneswar is missing? You talked about that you're missing something in Bhubaneswar. What do you think it's missing?
The hustle culture.
Hustle culture? But Bhubaneswar was never about the hustle, right?
People sleeping in the afternoon, keeping the shops closed. People,
What are you missing? Don't talk random shit that you dislike about the city. Talk about what you are missing in the city that you should have gotten outside.
a Zara store.
Zara store? You really want a Zara store?
I want that Zara perfume, dude. For 2,000 rupees
Order
and all.
it.
Not available online. I have to tell a friend of mine to, yeah. They're charging 1,200 rupees shipping, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Order it from somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not it. See, I think Bhubaneswar is everything, but
You see, you're just bored of the city. You
Yeah.
don't dislike the city.
see, I love my city.
Please, for God's sakes, take the mic.
But it's supposed to be a professional mic. I mean, it is.
I have bought new mics. Don't worry.
Okay, once that mic, can I speak like this? With
No,
that,
also you have to put it right.
फिर
under
क्या
it.
फायदा भाई इतना पैसा देके
It's the
30,000 का
quality.
माइक है
30,000 का नहीं है भाई, सस्ता है भाई. इतना अमीर नहीं बनाओ. I see people starting their podcast with 40,000 mics and I'm like, fuck bro, मैं गरीब हूँ. Sometimes you
तुम
just
गरीब
feel,
तो नहीं हो भाई
नहीं, sometimes you just feel कि भाई मैं कितना गरीब हूँ, and sometimes you feel like fuck, I'm rich, I'm privileged, and I am very aware of the privileges that I have as a person, and I feel it should be the way to go, that you are aware of your privilege and you are able to work on it. rather than. So a few days back, I was telling my mother that see, everyone who is everyone, like not everyone, but some of my friends are buying cars with the same amount of money I am earning, and they decide that they want to buy cars. And I was telling my mother that taking stupid decisions, and I kept on ranting about it for like 15-20 minutes. And my mother says that if you are driving a car right now, if you wouldn't have been able to drive a car when you were in college, or you were like if our family didn't own a car, you're so lame. When you start earning, would have been to buy a car. And that
That's
struck me. Yeah, it's right, but that doesn't take away the fact that uh, so I have to use it, right? If I am privileged, I have to use in the fact that I don't want to buy a car anymore. Instead, I want to invest the money now. So that's how you work on your privileges. Staying happy, working on your privileges is something
Everyone should do.
everyone should do.
Yeah.
Because everyone has some kind of advantage.
I think you should actually write that or post it somewhere.
Everyone has some kind of advantages in life. Everyone has.
Everyone is born with a advantage in life, and I think I don't
Some
know who
advantage.
told this. You should use that particular advantage to the best. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong in that.
There's
I
nothing
think
wrong with
Ankur
that.
Warikoo told this. I don't remember किसने बताया, but it
And
is
why
very
why sh-
important.
and you know what, I am a huge follower of meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
Okay.
It's a book on stoicism. Stoicism
What is
teaches
stoicism?
stoicism is
You can edit this out, man. Come on. I did not say anything.
stoicism is this book. This is an amazing book to read. No, it has got nothing. The book is called Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
I
And
thought
it's a book
stoicism is no.
No, it's not exactly that. Stoicism is being unfazed about the situations you are in life. It's more about being a mountain rather than being a stream. It's more about being not too happy in happy situations and not being too sad in sad situations, and how that helps you in how living a stable life gives you success or gives you happiness. Where was I? I forgot where was I.
Stoicism.
No, before that.
You're telling this quote about this person who has written about this, and how do you believe that?
I forgot. I'm sorry.
I think even I forgot. We can pause this recording.
No, I don't want to do that. Now, Pratik, the amount of editing it takes me. I initially thought that I would put out a post every week,
Okay.
and now I'm stuck with putting out a post every 2 weeks. So imagine the amount of
Is
work.
that dude? But on the record, if you need any help, I know
You can't. Pratik, the
Yeah.
amount of the work that I actually need help with, you can't. And you know what? It's like picking out your weights at the gym. It's something you should do, and it's a part of the process. If I was to be a good at this, then I should know all the parts of my process, right? So that I can, if I decide to hire someone, I can exactly explain what I want to get done. I don't want to lease this process out. It's a process of learning that I'm following. If you really want to help, then show up on time and don't be fucking drunk when I schedule my podcast with you.
I did show up on time.
Achha, last time. What happened last time? Where were you? It's okay, Pratik. I have forgot. Forgiven people.
I apologize for that. But that's
Stop pushing the table towards me.
yeah. Hey, dude, your Nescafe cup is coming. Woohoo! Free Nescafe advertisement. Yay!
Pratik, currently I don't know how to prepare a blur spot, so don't show it. I'll have to learn it in post processing.
Okay, wait, I'll just change that. Okay, I can just remove this stuff. Bro, but now that your Razer mouse is coming. Yay, Razer people, pay us some money.
Fucking stop doing shit.
Yeah, okay.
What the fuck are you doing?
Dude, I really, with this podcast, one thing I've taken in my attention span is really less, man. Really, really less. I really need to work.
See, you know what, Pratik, you won't believe this, but I was exactly here. I couldn't sit at one place. Like I used to ask कि भाई कब ये वो ये get. My best advice to you, if you really want to follow it, get bored for an hour. Don't do anything. Don't pick up your phone. Just sit down, chill, watch birds, watch the sky. Get bored. Get bored out of your wits. And all my teachings go to waste.
Dude, but I do take it serious. But this is just me being me, man. Like,
What's your favorite Indian snack? You can talk about food. I'm sure that's certainly something you love talking about.
it's very hard to choose.
Huh?
मतलब, apart from झूडूंगा वजह or something like that and पोटड़ो, बाकी सब अच्छा ही है bro. I love jalebis.
I feel Indian snacks are something I would miss if I would go out.
Of course you would.
I love.
Dude,
I-
there are like thousands of Indian snacks.
You know what Google did in
What?
order to retain more and more Indians.
Yeah, they
They added Indian restaurants to the.
5 to 6 Indian.
Yeah.
This was an Ashnir Grover's podcast.
I don't know whose podcast.
Yeah, I saw. I think Ashnir was someone's point that he went to the Google's
The
office and
amount
he
of
see.
things people do to retain Indians as a service class is amazing.
Yeah.
And I really want to discuss this with some of the educationists if I get to interview or have a conversation with one of them, is that why do we aim at preparing best people for providing a service instead of preparing people for a business? Like
Probably it goes with the saying, once a gulam, always a gulam.
I feel
I really hope that you edit this out. Neither BJP would want to learn my location. I would be in bars right now.
no, Gulam as BJP is something that's the only party which has nothing to do with making you a Gulam. Congress has all. If you have a life that has got something to do with being a Gulam somewhere, it was mostly the cause of people like Nehru.
Nehru was a gandu, dude.
He was. I won't lie. He was a huge ass. I hate the Gandhi family. I hate the Gandhi family. Absolutely hate the Gandhi family. And I certainly feel enraged by the fact of how Gandhi family took away the entire credit of Subhash Chandra Bose in terms of our freedom struggle. I actually feel the picture on our note should be of Subhash Chandra Bose, and numerous quotes of Mountbatten and other generals of from that era say that the sole reasons why Britishers actually thought of leaving this country was
fear of
because of
Bose.
Subhash Chandra Bose
Yeah.
and the march and the army with which he was marching towards India was. भाई यहाँ पे if you ask someone to leave a seat on a bus, they give you a fight. Do you think someone would leave a country they were ruling over just by ahimsa? It was both ways. And the amount of credit that you should be giving to the non-violent way is also the amount of
Yeah, that's overrated, dude. I mean, see, it's a lot of reasons. British just lost the World War II. So the pressure from Subhash Chandra Bose and either thoda bahut non-violence. So it's a mixture of
You know
all.
why the Britishers lost the World War II?
No.
Because Subhash Chandra Bose denied that our soldiers wouldn't be fighting the war for them.
Yeah, I think he
At
told
certain point.
Indians about ki bhai aisa aisa ho raha hai and
there
all,
was
yeah.
there was this incident in which Mahatma Gandhi, without asking the army or without asking the people, agreed to the fact that Indian soldiers would be fighting for the British in the World War II. Right? So Subhash Chandra Bose asked Nehru this question, that on what grounds that Gandhiji thinks that he's competent enough to take this decision for this entire country, that people would fight for a foreign country who are ruling over them. This is completely monstrous. Why would anyone do that? So I really feel that we as a country have failed the man called Subhash Chandra Bose, and he should be given more credit in terms of freedom struggle and the amount of credit we keep on giving Gandhiji.
True.
A lot of fact, a lot of history was manipulated from that era and from that before era. We as students have been taught that there were the major rules that happened in India was from Mughals, and then there was the British, right? You even have books which tell you that the Mughals took over, the Britishers took over India from the Mughals. But what none of them tells you is the Maratha Empire, led by Shivaji, had conquered almost the entire India before Britishers and after Mughals. So there is this huge part of history which involves a Hindu king and conquering over most parts of India, and which was omitted from our syllabuses
I still
because
don't
of
get it
history.
why we don't have that. Yeah, agreed.
Which is
I think CBSE can have that. Why haven't we studied a lot about
that has got
Chhatrapati
a
Shivaji?
lot to do with the fact that our initial rulers were people were Britisher pleasing bastards who decided that Britishers needed a sympathy ground to when they were leaving the country.
Agreed.
Why shouldn't we call them thieves when they have stolen from us?
They are thieves, dude.
Do you
Ah.
think this podcast was good?
Oh, I had a lot of fun.
You had a
Like-
lot of fun, but do you think this was good?
I think it is. I think the normal candidness that we had, the random bakchodi I do, and with the realistic advices that you give. I mean, absolutely realistic.
I don't plan on giving people advices. It's in fact I feel like I have started this podcast to learn from people.
Yeah.
But you on the other hand, okay, fine. What do you think I should be changing? Is there anything I should be changing apart from the mics?
See, I loved it, man. Like, this is my first time, and this is the first time I was invited to a podcast, and I feel really privileged and honored. And coming to it,
So, do you think you studied in a good school?
Yeah, I did.
You studied in a good school. You worked hard. You did your MBA. You paid a lot of money to get a degree. Do you feel it's finally worth it for coming to this podcast eventually?
Yes, it is.
Fine. Great. It was an amazing episode. Thanks a lot for doing this.
Next time I'll come with a black shirt on, in which people don't see my boobs.
I wanted to give you a black t-shirt. You didn't want to take it.
Arey, but I'll come again, na?
Yeah.